Hey guys, so I'm here to do a cabbage soup, and it's for this diet thing that I'm going on this week, and I figured that I'd come on here and cook this with you guys. I don't have a cutting board. I used to, but I kind of lost it over the move, so I've got to use what I've got. And so basically this calls for bell peppers. This knife's not that great either, but it's going to work. Bell peppers, tomatoes, onion, celery, and of course cabbage, and garlic. And I think that's it. So I'm going to cut this up. It calls for like a cup each, and I really don't know. I'm just like eyeballing it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to cut all this up. And I've done this before back in the day. I remember doing it like once before. But it's kind of like it kind of like detox your body, and it like, you know, get you onto the healthier pattern or whatever. And I went to the store and got all this stuff, and I thought that I had onions, which I had one. I thought I had more than one, but I forgot that I had used them. So I've only got one little small onion. And I'm going to relook one more time and see if there's another one in there. And if not, I'm just going to have to use, I have some like, I'm just going to cut this like this. You know, the flake onions. So that's what I'm going to have to use. Because that is clearly not enough onion. And I'm just doing this in a hurry because I've got to get ready for bed. It's like already almost 9 o'clock. But yeah, this is a simple soup. I meant to get some diced tomatoes, but, you know, I forgot to get them. You know how you get in there and you think you have everything, and then when you get home, you clearly don't have it all? That's totally what happened to me tonight. But I do have tomatoes, and I'll just use those. I'll dice those up. Okay, so I've got these tomatoes. This is 2, and I think I'm going to add a 3rd. So I'm just going to dice these bad boys up. I'm about to have to find me another knife. This thing sucks. But, yeah, I wanted to get the flavored, garlic ones, you know, that you can get diced in a can. But I didn't. And guys, I'm definitely not no cook per se, but I'm going to make this soup. And hopefully it'll taste pretty good, because this is what I'm going to be eating all week long, guys. And I'm making these kind of in like a bigger chunk because I don't want them small. I like, you know, I like this soup to be kind of chunky. I don't want it to all be like boiled pieces. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so I have this big pot here, and I'm going to just dump all of this in here. Try not to make a mess with the mess. Kind of hard doing it with one hand. I need a daggum tripod, and I had one before, but I lost it. So anyways, we're gonna let this saute in here when it gets heated up some. But I'm just gonna put this in here. And I'm going to go over here and cut up the cabbage because I gotta get this going. This actually calls on the recipe that I looked at for a half of head of this, but I'm putting both because I'm making a bigger, you know, batch of this. And so again, I don't want to cut these up in small little pieces because it will like not be, like I just don't want it soft. So I'll probably go about like this, just for the bigger chunks. I have got to get me a cutting board because this sucks. I'm gonna have to get me some new knives. So yeah, I'm gonna put both of these in there. So yeah, you just wanna let this saute for a little while and until it's like kind of tender, not too tender, but kind of more on the firmer side. And I forgot to tell you that you also need to add carrots, and I went ahead and put those in there. I put probably about a cup, if that, maybe half a cup. I also need some chicken broth, and I have the Swanson. This is the 33% less sodium. And I'm just gonna put all of this in here because I'm putting a lot more cabbage up in here. So I'm just gonna pour all this in here and let this sit in here for a little bit, and then I'm gonna add the cabbage. And I'm probably gonna add some water to this as well. Some recipes called no water, and some did, but I'm gonna add a little bit of water to mine. Actually, I decided to just put like a half in there, the other half of that half, because I'm going to save this other half here for maybe some fried cabbage or something, because I'm pretty much going to be eating this soup, y'all, like a lot. So to make something a little different with the cabbage, I'll do some fried cabbage sometime. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. So I done about a little over a half of cabbage. So I have 2 of these beef bouillon cubes that I'm gonna put in here just to give it extra flavoring. I know I put the chicken in there, but I'm figuring that this is gonna need some seasoning to it. And there's just a little bit of this garlic powder left, and so I'm putting that much in there as well. This is pretty much one of those recipes you can just make it however you want to, and that's what I'm gonna do, children. This is paprika. I'm getting tired, y'all. I've got to hurry. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in there. And then salt. I'm not gonna put a whole lot of salt in there. And then I'm gonna put in some black pepper. It's hard seeing with this when you're holding with one hand. Just about forgot, guys. I'm also going to add this minced onion. Because I only had like a half of the onion. It wasn't that big. So I'm going to add... Lord, if I can ever get this mess out of here. Let me get it on the other side. With my kind of cooking, guys, you never know what you're going to get into. Or what kind of doozies you're going to make. Also have some dill weed here that I'm going to put a little bit in here. I love dill weed, y'all. So this should make it real good in seasoning. And taste good. And I don't think I'm going to add any water to this either. I thought I was going to, but I'm not. I've changed my mind. So I'm going to let that cook for probably about 15-20 minutes. And this, my friends, is the finished soup. It actually looks good and tastes good. So this is what I'm gonna be eating this week. Gracie said it smells really good. Get you some of that.